people had thrown like basketballs and tennis balls and shit. There was some London gig where people threw a lot of tennis balls at me. Otherwise, like bags of cocaine and stuff like that. Our goal kind of is to just make music that we enjoy playing and like that we enjoy listening to, kind of. So like we don't really have like a goal when we start off. Like, okay, let's make a record that sounds like this. We kind of trust ourselves that it'll end up sounding like Viagra Boys anyway. You know, some bands are like really good at just doing something like accidentally and then just releasing it and it sounds great. And then some bands probably spend endless hours nitpicking every single part of it. And I think both aspects are important, but I'm more and more becoming less nitpicky and just kind of trusting in what happens. With this record, we just kind of let things go, and we're like, yeah, well, if it sounds like this, it sounds like this. If we like it, we like it, you know. Practicing the one called Toad. The one on the record, it's actually got sampled guitars on it, like sampled hip hop guitars or whatever. But when we practice it as a live band, we use like an electric guitar with a slide on it, and it sounds so fucking sick. So I think that song's gonna be pretty sweet vibe. And like something that we can probably play for like 10 minutes straight, you know, or 15 minutes straight. Just ding, 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 ding. Look for things that they might one day need. Yeah, it's pretty suicide influence for sure. The monotone madness, you know, it's just kind of, it's almost like techno in a way, you know, it just, you know, when we started out, we were all listening to a bunch of techno and shit like that. And like, I think that's kind of like what we wanted to achieve with rock music was like this, you know, this really simple madness. So that's what I like about them. We wanted to kind of make like live techno in the beginning, or like punk techno kind of, and then it just ended up like being more and more classic rock in a way. And I think it has a lot to do with like we kind of grew out of that electronic music phase, because that went hand in hand with doing a shitload of drugs and stuff like that. And like most of us, we're all getting older, and like the type of music we listen to is usually, you know, just classic rock and blues and stuff like that. And that's the type of music I want to play when it comes down to that, you know. We try to sound like a band from the 70s. Like that's like our kind of, that's what we think is the best music, is what they made in the 70s and stuff like Captain Beefheart and stuff like that. But at the same time, we have so many other influences, and like I think I'm influenced by a lot of like old soul and like and even hip hop as well and stuff like that. So it ends up sounding a bit more modern anyway. I don't think it'll ever end up being just a tribute to some old band, like you know, some bands maybe fall into that shit, like Greta Van Fleet or some shit like that. You know, it's like I don't fear anything like that.
She likes ketchup on her scrambled eggs. Swears like a sailor when she shaves her legs. She takes a licking and keeps on.
I've never felt better than under this whole pandemic for some reason, and I think it's just because I've just been able to take care of I think it has a lot to do with my health, really. Because if I was out touring, I'd probably, you know, be drinking every day and partying, and like, you know, then you come home and you get a fever and you're just like, oh fuck, and then you want to go out and tour again. And it's like, this has just kind of been like an opportunity for me to kind of grow up and to kind of like start finding a way to take care of myself and still, you know, still do the whole rock and roll thing.